swiped off, honey. Okay. Hey, butterflies. Welcome back to Evolving Butterfly Goddess with me, Doctress Monica Nicole. Here we are all about evolving out loud in our life, our money, and our purpose with the energy of our ancestors. Thank you all for returning. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes on the channel and the members of the channel. So I want to first say shout out to everyone who participated in um, the challenge from the last video. I enjoyed reading the poems that I was able to get to. And thank you to everyone who jumped in and like responded to other people's poems. Like it was so beautiful seeing the flow of it. So shout out to y'all. If y'all haven't already seen it, going over there. If you did not finish the video yesterday, that's why you didn't know about the challenge. Okay. And you one of the people I be talking about who don't finish what they started. But this energy of what we're tapping into, I have a few channeled messages that were given, but as always, I'm just gonna go in the flow. The most recent one I text myself, but it's 8:24 as we start this message. Um, what I was first, so the first energy that was just channeled this morning, I was thinking about the fact of how yesterday I was outside just for like a matter of like a few minutes and I got like four mosquito bites in just 4 minutes. And the person that I was out there with, none, zero, neato, none. Okay. They had none. And as I was reflecting just on that in general and from like the spiritual context, it made me think of, how some of you all may have grew up, being told like, oh, you got that sweet blood. That's what it means when the mosquitoes bite you, got that sweet blood, right? That's where this energy is coming from because whoever this message is channeled for, you have an energy to you that's like sweet blood. You have that good blood, you have that good energy, you have that good supply. Okay. If people get a little bit of that supply, they be high, they be full, they be giggly, they be good, they be motivated. Okay. Um, you got that sweet blood and you need to know that because when you are around other people who, and I'm not saying the person who I was with yesterday don't have sweet blood. This is just the aspect of how the message is coming out. But you have an energy to you that people flock to, and they're always gonna flock to it. Like you're not gonna be able to run from it. No matter where you go, you're not gonna be able to run from it. So your biggest bet is to just accept it, accept the fact that you're going to attract people. You're going to attract people who love you. You're going to attract people who try to silence you. You're going to attract people who want to see you win. You're going to attract a lot of different people. And, just accept it. See it as being, it's an indication of, huh, they wouldn't want to be around me if I didn't have good energy. They didn't. A lot of times, people and things like want to trigger you just because any type of attention is attention. Any type of attention is attention. And some people, they like to act out to get attention. But you're at a place now where, like, you're not really falling for that anymore. Like, that doesn't turn you on or anything. Like, when people are like acting out, like, no, communicate, use your words, use your words, use your words. Um, so with these shifts of what it is that you're making, your natural energy is a cheat code. So you know how the first message on the channel that I channeled a couple videos ago is the aspect of you being the glitch, you being the glitch in the matrix. And to be a glitch in the matrix is to be rogue. You're not controlled by the programming of it anymore. You're not controlled by um, the programming that was put within you to follow while you were in the system. So once you step out of that system, you're now considered a glitch. You're considered a virus to the system. So you once had this sweet blood energy, okay? And now you have this glitchy energy where you may feel like people come at you as if you're a threat. And honestly, the reason why they're coming at you as if you are a threat, heavy water and fire energy, I'm feeling. Um, I just heard Aquarius too. But the way they see you as a threat is because you being rogue in the system, you being rogue in the game, you can't be controlled by the flow and the systems that's been put into place. So they don't know what you may do, what you may start. You can't be controlled. You can't be controlled. And when you can't be controlled, you become a threat. You become a threat. And so when you become a threat, you got to realize people act in different ways when they're threatened. They either bait you into an argument, they bait you into self destruction, or they may sometimes they just come straight for you. But it's important for you to know when someone is coming at you because they see you as a threat, so you don't get caught off guard. You've been walking around here acting basic for too long. Like, and I hate to put it that way, but that's how it literally just wanted to come out. Like, you've been walking around basic for too long, like not fully knowing who you are and your power and the place you stand in people's lives. So you hold other people's energy sometimes more powerful in your space than what it really is. The people that you refuse to let go of because they may have found a way to manipulate and talk your mind into feeling like you need them. So now the energy has been turned around from you're the energy source to you need their validation. You need to be there. You need to help them. You need to do X, Y, and Z. They're your project. They're plugged into you. But they're not doing their part. They're not doing their work. Clearly, they ain't got the sweet blood. Don't get tricked out your energy. Don't get tricked out your spot. Don't get tricked out of your magic. Because I need you to understand, now that you've taken this step as a glitch, you're a target. You're a target. You understand that, right? You're like a virus in the system that has to be taken out. So now they got to look for an update to try to update the system to get rid of it. Okay? So pay attention. How does that look in people when they see that their old ways of getting you doesn't work? So they try something else. And they see that thing doesn't work, so they try something else. They just try another thing after another thing. And you got to pay attention to that because an update can look like a friend. An update can look like growth. So it's important for you to know the difference. Need to know when it's not that. These birds are sounding so beautiful. I just refilled their feeder before starting the session. But this is a forewarning. You have someone who is going to be coming in and testing you, but testing you in a way of like, I've grown, I've changed, I'm different. I'm no longer doing the things I used to do. I no longer partake in a lot. I just want to change. I just want to change. Heavy air energy. I'm getting Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Taurus, Aries, Sagittarius, Capricorn. Those are the strong energies. But it's just giving an energy of like, I've changed, I'm different, I want to do something different, I apologize. But it's really just to try to find another way to to see if they can handle the threat in the game. So, for example, say you're in a room, right? And in the room, everyone has been convinced that it's like a bunch of yellow balls, right? It's a bunch of yellow balls, and there's like this little red dot over to the side. So everyone's bouncing around as their yellow balls, and so you see the red dot, and the red dot is like information. It's like knowledge, and so you go over there, you touch the red dot, and you get the knowledge and the information. Now you're a red ball in a room full of yellow balls, right? So as you walk around, every yellow ball you come in contact with, all of a sudden they start turning red. The owner of that room, it just thundered as soon as I said that. The owner of the room who is controlling all the yellow balls, they're like, wait, hold up. Something's happening. Something's malfunctioning. They're turning red. It's a threat going on. It's a malfunction. Thunder. There's a glitch. That's you, 1111. The time just glitched too. They have to try to neutralize and identify the source of that red. So that's why you may have been feeling like you got to hide in plain sight some places. You have to watch what you share. You know, the ancestors and spirit guides were sharing that a lot recently of hiding in plain sight of like who you are, what you know, um, just laying low and vibing, you know. You don't have to be super spiritual and let everyone know what you do. And, you know, that's a private, it's really a private practice. There's a current energy hunt going on right now because you're a part of one of like the knowledge bearers, is what I'm getting. You're one of the knowledge bearers of this generation. And as a knowledge bearer, you're a threat to the system. And it doesn't mean, oh, be afraid to go outside. No, it doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you need to know how valuable you are. And you need to not only one, two, three, four, you need to not only know how valuable you are, but you need to walk around like you know it. You have people who try to hijack your feelings, they try to hijack your emotions, try to hijack your dreams, they try to hijack your body, the ones you can't get off your mind, can't get out your spirit, you're dreaming about them all the time, they infiltrate everything. Yeah, those connections. The ones that hold you back from moving forward. The ones that hold you back from moving forward. Don't allow yourself to go backwards and get stuck in a place that you were delivered from, because that is a trick to get you trapped back into a familiar cycle. If you can get tricked back into a cycle or a space that you were once in and see it differently, you know, with the change and all that, then the threat is back neutralized. The threat is back neutralized. It's no longer running around rogue or anything. It's pretty cool. It's back in the loop. You have to think, once you break out of something, you're now aware of it. So in order for you to get back into it, you got to be tricked back into the bucket. You got to be tricked back into the trap. Okay? You know, okay, so I'm not calling you a mouse. I'm just using this as an example of how like you have different mouse traps and stuff. After a while, like mice get really smart and they know like, okay, this is a trap. Like you trying to trap me, so I'm a, They move a little different. So they got to get smarter and change up how they handle traps or create traps. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Matrix does with those who have stepped out of um, how their society wants for them to be. Pay attention when something is coming along as a way to be a potential threat or as a way to keep you in a loop or a cycle that you have gotten out of. But now it's just packaged in a different color and put in a different type of box and a different color bag. Is it really different? Or is it just packaged different? In this season, you need to make sure that you're paying attention to not only the packaging, the outside, but what are the ingredients. So, same way of when you look at food and all that, like, don't just look at, oh, it's a salad. Look at the ingredients, look at the sodium, look at, are there any sugars? Like, look at any additives that are, additives. Yeah, that's what's called that are added to it. Like, are there anything, is there anything that has been like added or altered, or you can't just go by how it's packaged, how it looks on the outside. You need to read it and see, like, okay, what's in here, like, and how will this affect me? How will this affect me? Because that's what matters most. I need you to understand that that's what matters most. That's what matters most. So, discernment is really key because you need to realize that you have stepped out of the programming, that the loop that you were put into. So, as you stepped out of that loop that you were put into, you're now, in a way, like a target to get you back into the loop. So, you need to be aware of the things that are coming around or are about to come around to kind of like sneak you back into a cycle that you got out of. Okay, because it's about to happen. It's about to happen. It's just looking at my rolling is about that time. Okay, it's getting dark. It's about to start raining too outside. um, that's why I recorded here instead of over at another spot because I'm like, it's about to rain and it'll be just my luck that it'll start raining on my ass while I'm outside. Okay. But you need to get prepared. This is a energy of preparing you for something of the past coming in wrapped up and looking differently, and really look at the ingredients of it and identify how will your body react with it, how will your mind react with it, how will your spirit react with it, because you're now seen as being a threat to the cycle, to your personal cycle, your personal system. So everyone that you're connected to, that's connected to that same cycle, they've been given the orders to energetically bring you back. They've been given the orders to energetically bring you back into the cycle. So just pay close attention, be aware, and be like the mouse that is now aware. So it's not just going in and just eating the cheese. It's going in and, it's nibbling along the sides until it eventually got most of the cheese from the outside and it just realized it don't need the middle. and realize I don't need the middle. I'm good with the outsides that I was able to nibble and get off. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else can get the rest. Okay. So it's getting the vibe of like get what you can get or how you get it, and um everything else will flow together. And so if you trying to see what's a question or something I can have for you all to do down below. I don't know, just leave an emoji that relates to this energy. It just thundered. Leave an emoji down below that relates to the energy and how it relates to you. No words, just an emoji. Um, I mean, you can put words too if you want, but that's all I can think of right now. But if you're interested in a personal reading, check out the links down below. Check out the Subconscious Healing Archetype quiz. Um, Amazing. Check out the links to membership and the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation. And I thank you all for being here. As always, always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all later.